Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something fundamental, I think, to how we understand people, ourselves included. But it's something we often we take it for granted.
Right.
The art of describing people. Think about it. You meet someone new, maybe you're trying to explain a character in a story, and what do you usually reach for? Nice, maybe smart, looks good. It's like sketching with a really dull pencil, isn't it?
Exactly. It barely captures anything real.
Just the surface.
And what's really fascinating here is how rich our language actually is. We have this incredible palette, for painting these human portraits, but we often just stick to a few basic colors. So this deep dive, it's really an invitation to move beyond those faint sketches.
Okay.
It's about learning to paint a full, vivid portrait. We want to give you a framework for observation and, crucially, a richer vocabulary.
So you can really see people more clearly.
See them, understand them more deeply, and capture that unique spark, their humanity.
Okay, so our mission today, equip you with tools. Tools for describing people with precision, depth, nuance. We've got a fantastic source, The Art of Seeing, describing people with precision.
It's a great one.
Yeah, and it breaks the skill down really well into three sort of interconnected realms. Their appearance, their personality, and then their core character.
That's the structure. Let's get into it.
Right, let's unpack this. Let's start painting. Okay, let's begin with the most immediate stuff, right? What we see first, their appearance.
The visual information.
Exactly. And the source stresses that a skillful description here, it's more than just like a shopping list of features.
Oh, definitely.
It should evoke feeling, maybe suggest a bit of their history, hint at an inner life. So we'll go from the general to the specific. Build it up.
Good plan. So that first impression, think about how someone occupies space, their overall build, their silhouette.
Okay.
So instead of just, say, thin, you could use words that tell you more. Are they slender? That sounds quite graceful. Or maybe lanky, all long limbs. Or even gaunt, which suggests something else entirely, maybe hardship or illness.
Or wiry, perhaps, suggests a kind of lean strength.
Exactly. Or frail, emaciated, rangy.
Yeah.
Each word paints a different picture. Same goes for heavier builds, instead of just fat.
Which can sound judgmental anyway.
Right. Consider stout, portly, corpulent, robust, burly, heavyset, plump, stocky. They all mean different things.
And for muscular types.
Well, beyond just muscular, think athletic, brawny, sinewy, sculpted, even Herculean if you want to go big, or just well-built.
And age, too. We tend to just say young or old.
So limiting.
Yeah, you could say youthful, fresh-faced, adolescent, or even vibrant or spry, which talks about energy, not just years.
And for older people,
Yeah.
elderly, sure, but maybe venerable, implying respect.
Or wizened.
I like that word, like a wise old wizard.
Or ancient, weathered, age-worn. They suggest a life lived.
So this brings up a point. What kind of overall feeling do they give off?
That's key, their presence. Are they imposing? Do they fill the room? Or are they unassuming? Easy to overlook? Graceful or awkward?
Elegant or slovenly. It's all part of that first impression. Our source gives this example. He wasn't merely tall. He was lanky, all sharp angles and jutting limbs,
Okay.
as if he hadn't quite grown into his own frame yet.
Ah, that paints such a vivid picture. Sort of gangly, maybe a bit uncomfortable.
Exactly. It suggests youth, or maybe a kind of awkwardness.
Okay, the face. This is where it gets really interesting for me. So much expression there.
The focal point.
Yeah. Beyond just basic shapes, like oval or round, you could say chiseled for strong features. Or
Yes.
aquiline, that's for a prominent nose, right? Hooked.
Yes, like an eagle's beak. Or maybe cherubic, plump, innocent looking,
Could
like a
that
baby
be?
angel.
Right. And the eyes. The famous windows to the soul.
Always the eyes. But don't just name the color. That's, well, basic.
Go deeper.
Use evocative terms, like azure for a really striking blue, emerald green, umber for a deep, warm brown, slate gray.
And then the shape.
Yeah, shape matters. Almond shape, deep set, maybe hooded, or wide-eyed, suggesting surprise or innocence.
And crucially, their expression.
Absolutely. Are they piercing, like they see right through you?
Yeah.
Or penetrating, maybe melancholic, sad, or mirthful, full of laughter?
Or vacant, like nobody's home. Or wary, serene, endless possibilities.
And look for the little details. Crow's feet, maybe they laugh a lot or squint into the sun.
Or worry lines.
Or heavy-lidded eyes, suggesting weariness. Or maybe even a kind of allure. Our source has this great line. Her eyes weren't just brown. They were deep-set pools of a warm umber hue,
Nice.
and they held a wary intelligence that seemed to assess everyone she met.
Wow. That tells you so much more than just brown eyes. It speaks to her personality, her
I'm
perception.
like a guarded intelligence.
Okay, hair. You called it a crown of character. I like that.
It can be. Again, more than color. Instead of just black, try ebony, raven, jet black. They feel richer.
What about red hair?
Titian is a classic for that reddish brown. But think texture and style, too. Is it tousled, messy on purpose? Disheveled, genuinely messy?
Or perfectly coiffed?
Right. Or wispy, wiry, lustrous, cascading. Think about the difference between, she had red hair and this description from the source. A shock of tousled salt and pepper hair fell across his forehead,
Okay.
giving him a perpetually boyish look that defied the weathered lines of his face.
Ah, you see the contrast. The youthful hair, the older face. That tells a story.
Exactly. It creates complexity.
Then other defining features, we can pinpoint those too, right?
Definitely. Little details make the portrait unique. A mouth might be a thin, bloodless line, suggesting sternness, maybe disapproval.
Or a full Cupid's bow. Softer.
Could be. A strong Roman nose versus a delicate button nose.
Yeah.
Very different impressions.
Skin too. Blemished or flawless. Sun-kissed, suggesting an outdoor life. Or sallow, maybe hinting at poor health.
Even tiny things, a dimpled chin, a 5 o'clock shadow, lacta lines around the eyes or mouths. They had history, personality.
It's about collecting those specific telling details.
Yeah, let's think about movement. How a person carries themselves.
Yeah, this can be incredibly revealing. It really shows personality. You don't have to state it.
Exactly. Do they stride purposefully, saunter leisurely?
Yeah.
Maybe they shuffle or plod wearily.
Or strut. Swagger. Amble. Those verbs are so loaded with meaning.
They really are. And posture. Is it poised, erect, confident, or slumped, suggesting defeat or tiredness, or just relaxed?
And what about habits? Gestures.
Ah, yes. Those habitual gestures, the small, repeated actions unique to them.
Like constantly running a hand through their hair.
Or tapping fingers when impatient, biting a lip when nervous, avoiding eye contact.
Those are gold for description. They often betray an inner state.
Totally. Like the example, she didn't just walk, she sauntered.
Sauntered, okay.
A slow, deliberate gait that conveyed a supreme confidence, her shoulders back and her chin held high.
You see her immediately. The walk tells you everything about her self-assurance.
It's all in the movement.
Okay, last part of appearance. Style and adornment. There are clothes, accessories.
The chosen skin, you could say. It's a
And-
form of self-expression.
Right. So is their style dapper, very neat, stylish, or maybe chic, elegant?
Or bohemian, preppy, flamboyant,
Yeah.
or totally practical utilitarian, or just unkempt.
Yeah. And the condition matters too, right?
Oh, hugely.
Yeah.
Are their clothes immaculate, pristine? Suggest someone very careful, maybe fussy,
Or well-worn, comfortable, lived in.
or even frayed, threadbare, rumpled. Each tells a different story about their priorities, maybe their circumstances.
Like the example from the source.
Yeah. He was dressed in a well-worn tweed jacket with patched elbows and rumpled corduroy trousers.
The classic academic look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A uniform of comfortable academia that seemed as much a part of him as his skin. It's not just clothes, it's identity.
It suggests a certain comfort, maybe a slight disregard for fashion trends. It's about who he is.
Precisely. It's way more than just fabric.
So the key here really is ditching the cliches.
Please, avoid them like the plague.
Instead of sparkling blue eyes, which is, fine, but bland.
Try something specific, like her blue eyes had a mirthful glint, the kind that suggested she was always in on a joke the rest of the world had yet to hear.
Ah, that's brilliant. It's unique. It hints at her personality, her inner life. That's the goal.
That's the difference. It paints a real picture, not just labels a feature. Okay, so we've done the outside. Now let's move from the visible to the invisible.
From the canvas to the spirit.
Nicely put. And our source makes this really useful distinction between personality and character. Understanding this helps us go deeper.
Right. Personality and character, they sound similar, but they're different.
They are. Personality, that's more the social self, how someone interacts with the world, their sort of style of being,
Yeah.
what you see day to day.
Okay, the outward-facing stuff.
Exactly. Whereas
Okay.
character, that's deeper. It's the moral, the ethical core, who a person is when no one's looking, their values, their integrity.
The bedrock.
That's a good word for it. The bedrock.
That's a crucial distinction. Okay, so personality traits, they exist on spectrums, right? Not just one thing or the other.
Definitely. Think about social orientation. Beyond just introvert or extrovert, which are useful starting points, but
It's a bit broad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Someone could be gregarious, really sociable, loves company, or affable, easy to talk to, convivial, even garrulous or boisterous if they're really outgoing.
And on the other end, for the more reserved.
Well, you have reticent, reluctant to reveal thoughts or feelings, aloof, distant, taciturn, saying very little, or just plain introverted.
And taciturn feels different from shy, doesn't it? It implies more deliberation.
It often does, like a choice to be quiet, maybe thoughtful. The source gives this example. While perfectly pleasant in conversation, she remained aloof.
Aloof,
A
very.
serene smile masking a deep reticence to share anything of personal substance.
Ah, see, that's much richer than just calling her shy. It suggests a guarded inner world.
Exactly, a deliberate masking.
Then there's temperament, like their baseline emotional state, how they tend to react.
Mm-hmm. Their default setting, almost. Some people are generally positive, calm. We might say sanguine, that's optimistic, cheerful. Or placid, serene, amiable, vivacious.
Lots of positive ones, but the negative side.
Oh, yeah. Someone might be choleric, easily angered.
Yeah.
Petulant, like childishly sulky.
Yeah.
Cantankerous, bad-tempered, argumentative, sullen, volatile. Or mercurial.
Mercurial, changing moods quickly, unpredictably.
That's the one, like the example. His mercurial temperament made him a difficult boss.
Yeah.
One moment he was sanguine and full of praise.
No.
The next he was choleric, finding fault with the smallest detail.
Yikes. Yeah, that paints a picture of someone difficult to navigate. You never know what you'll get.
Exactly. That unpredictability is key to mercurial.
Okay, what about how people think? Intellect and cognition.
Right, their style of thinking, again, way beyond just smart.
So you could be perceptive, noticing things others miss. Astute, sharp-witted, erudite, very learned, analytical.
Or maybe more creative, less linear, whimsical, intuitive, imaginative, even quixotic, idealistic but impractical.
And on the other side, maybe dogmatic, rigid in their beliefs, pedantic, overly concerned with minor details or rules.
Or myopic, lacking foresight. Maybe even obtuse, slow to understand.
The source had a good example here, combining traits.
It did. She was a brilliant scientist, not just because she was analytical. That's one side, but because she was deeply intuitive.
Ah, the combination.
Often leaping to conclusions that her more methodical colleagues would take months to prove.
Yeah.
It shows how different cognitive styles can work together. It's not just what she knows, but how she thinks.
Right. That synthesis makes her brilliant. And of course, flaws. Nobody's perfect. We need words for the negative traits, too.
Absolutely. Describing flaws accurately as realism. And again, be specific, not just mean.
Okay, so for arrogance.
Maybe haughty, imperious, condescending. They all have slightly different flavors of looking down on others.
And for deceit.
Sly, cunning, duplicitous, that's two-faced. Manipulative, even insidious, working harmfully in a subtle way.
Ooh, insidious is a good one. And annoying habits, like being bossy.
You can say officious meddling, asserting authority annoyingly, or punctilious, overly obsessed with minor rules and details. That can be grating.
Huh. Yes, it can. These add such specific texture.
Okay, so that's personality, the social self. Now let's dig into character, the bedrock.
The moral core, who you are when things get tough.
Exactly. These traits are often revealed under pressure. They define a person's soul, their core values. Let's start with integrity and ethics.
Okay, the good side.
You can be principled, having strong moral principles. Scrupulous, very careful to do what's right. Having probity, that's deep honesty and decency. Being forthright, direct, and honest.
Then the negative side.
Unscrupulous, obviously. Duplicitous, again, fits here. Venal, susceptible to bribery, corruptible. Or perfidious, which means deceitful and untrustworthy, like betraying someone.
That example of the accountant was great for showing integrity.
It really was. He was a scrupulous accountant, a man of such profound probity that he would send a check for 3 cents to correct a rounding error.
That tiny detail, it says everything about his commitment to absolute correctness. His probity, it shows.
Precisely, it's concrete.
Okay, next character trait, resilience and courage.
How people handle adversity. You can be valiant, very brave, tenacious, holding firm, persistent, indomitable, impossible to defeat or subdue.
Like an indomitable spirit.
Exactly. Or resolute, determined, stoic, enduring hardship without showing feeling or complaining.
And the opposite.
Craven, meaning contemptibly cowardly, irresolute, uncertain, hesitant, or simply timid.
The example was powerful. Despite years of setbacks, her spirit remained indomitable, her tenacious pursuit of justice inspiring all who knew her. That really paints a picture of inner strength, doesn't it? Unwavering resolve.
Through action and impact on others.
Yeah. And finally, under character, empathy and compassion.
How we relate to others' suffering or fortune.
Mhm.
On the positive side, altruistic, selfless concern for others. Benevolent, kind, and well-meaning. Magnanimous.
Magnanimous. That's like big-hearted, generous, especially in victory or forgiveness.
Exactly. Philanthropic. Or clement, which means merciful.
And the flip side.
Callous, insensitive, cruel disregard for others. Malevolent, wishing harm. Miserly, stingy, spiteful.
The source used magnanimous well. She was magnanimous in victory, praising her opponent and showing a benevolence that was rare in the cutthroat world of politics.
See? It shows her character rising above the expected norms of that environment. You see the moral core in action.
Yeah, you really do.
And one more pair under character, important for how people act on their values, diligence and discipline.
Right, how they work, how they apply themselves.
You could be assiduous, showing great care and perseverance.
Yep.
Meticulous, very careful, precise, indefatigable.
Tireless.
Persisting tirelessly, yes. Sedulous is similar to assiduous, or simply disciplined.
And the opposite.
Slothful, lazy, haphazard, liking organization, negligent, lackadaisical, lazily careless.
Like the indefatigable researcher example.
She was assiduous in her work, often spending days in the library tracking down a single obscure reference. It shows not just hard work, but careful, sustained, dedicated effort. That's character in action.
Okay, so we have all these words, this amazing vocabulary for appearance, personality, character, but just having the words isn't enough, right?
Not at all. Having a great palette is one thing, painting the portrait is another. The true art is weaving these words together, moving beyond just lists.
Into synthesis.
Yes. And the golden rule, maybe the most important one, is show, don't tell.
We've hit on this a few times, but it's worth hammering home.
Absolutely. Instead of just telling us he was a very angry man, show us.
Like the example.
Right. A vein throbbed in his temple, and he gripped the arms of his chair so tightly his knuckles turned white. When he finally spoke, his voice was a low, controlled hiss.
You don't just hear he's angry, you feel it. It's physical, visceral.
Exactly. It puts you in the room.
Or instead of just saying she was kind, which is nice but vague.
Show the kindness in action.
Like, even though she had her own deadlines to worry about, she spent an hour helping the new intern fix his presentation, explaining each step with a patient smile.
See? That specific action demonstrates her kindness far more effectively than the adjective alone. It's believable, impactful.
Makes me think about how often I just default to the easy adjective.
Another key to realistic portraits is embracing contradiction.
Because real people aren't simple.
Exactly. We're complex, not monolithic. People can be strong and vulnerable, serious and silly. Embracing these paradoxes make descriptions memorable.
Like the example of the gruff guy who's secretly kind.
Perfect example.
Uh-huh.
He had a cantankerous demeanor and a tongue as sharp as a razor, but he was the first person to show up with soup when a neighbor fell ill.
Aww.
His gruffness a thin veil for a deeply benevolent heart. That complexity makes him feel incredibly real, doesn't it? Much more interesting than just grumpy or just kind.
Yeah, it makes him human. And this point really hit home for me. Context is everything.
Crucial aha moment, like you said. A trait isn't inherently good or bad. Its value depends entirely on the context.
Right. Being meticulous. Fantastic for a surgeon, right?
Oh,
You want them to be precise.
Absolutely. Life-saving, even.
But that same meticulousness in, say, a brainstorming session for a creative project.
Might feel pedantic,
Yeah.
stifling.
Yeah.
It could kill the creative flow.
Or being forthright, direct, honest, great in a trusted advisor.
You want their honest opinion.
But being that forthright with unsolicited criticism at a dinner party.
Could just come across as tactless,
Yeah.
rude, even damaging.
So it's not just the word, but the word in that specific situation.
Exactly. Choosing the right word for the right context is vital for nuance.
Okay, let's try to weave it all together.
Yeah.
The source gives this fantastic final portrait of an elderly librarian, Alara. It shows how all these pieces, appearance, mannerisms, personality, character combine.
Just a beautiful example. Let's walk through it. Alara moves through the towering shelves of the library with a serene, almost reverential silence.
Okay, so her movement, her presence, right away. Serene, reverential.
She was a petite woman, made to seem even smaller by the vastness of the world of books she inhabited. There's her build and context.
Her face was a roadmap of a life well lived, a canvas of fine, papery wrinkles. Appearance suggesting age and experience. But her eyes, the color of faded denim, were startlingly lucid and perceptive.
Contrast. The aged face, the sharp eyes, they missed nothing. That hints at her intellect, her awareness.
Her silver hair was pinned in a neat, no-nonsense bun, a style as unchanging as the Dewey Decimal System. Style. Consistency.
She was taciturn by nature, personality trait, often communicating with a simple, knowing smile or a raised eyebrow, showing, not telling her quiet nature.
Then the contradiction, the context. To the boisterous teenagers who sometimes broke the hallowed silence, she could seem austere, a stern guardian of the quiet.
One side of her personality revealed in context.
But to the lost student struggling with a research paper, she was endlessly patient and assiduous. Diligence, character, an indefatigable guide, resilience, character, who would unearth the most obscure texts, her greatest joy being the spark of discovery in another's eyes.
Showing her compassion, her dedication through action, her core motivation.
And the summing up of her character. She was a woman of profound probity, integrity, the unwavering moral center of a small community, a quiet testament to the power of a life dedicated to knowledge and quiet service.
Wow. See how it layers appearance, mannerisms, personality traits, and deep character, all shown through specific details and actions, considering context and contradictions.
Yeah, that right there, that's a full portrait, not just a sketch. So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? Well, the words we choose matter hugely.
They really do. They have power. They can flatten someone into a caricature, just strip away their complexity.
Or they can do the opposite. Elevate them into a fully realized human being, revealing their depth, their truth.
They can create prejudice, or they can foster empathy. It's a big responsibility.
So this deep dive, it's not just about, learning fancy words.
No, it's about taking on the responsibility of being a careful observer, a thoughtful portraitist. Observing with care, choosing your colors,
Yeah.
your words with intention.
And trying to capture not just a likeness, but some kind of truth.
A truth that resonates.
And mastering this is a lifelong journey, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It
Yeah.
requires ongoing curiosity about people. You have to genuinely want to understand them.
And a love for language, I think, for its power and its nuances.
Definitely. And a dedication to seeing beyond the surface, beyond the easy labels, to really look and listen and try to understand.
So we'll leave you with a provocative thought to mull over.
How might intentionally practicing this art of detailed, nuanced description, how might that change how you interact with people in your everyday life? And maybe even change how you understand yourself? What deeper insights might you find about others and maybe about your own inner world just by paying closer attention, by choosing your words more carefully?
Something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We hope you're inspired to look closely, listen intently, and, well, choose your words with intention. Until next time.